Friends, Keith Collins, Movement Mortgage. Hey, today I want to talk about appraisals and what happens if I get a house into contract and maybe it doesn't appraise for the offer that I placed and got accepted. There's two things that are really coming up right now. The first one, from a buyer standpoint, the concern of overpaying, and the second one, from a buyer and seller standpoint, do the buyers have the funds and do I have to pay the difference in cash? Like, do I need to come up with more money? So first, let's talk about value. So let's just say a home is listed for $490,000 and 10 people write an offer of $490,000. What's the value? Most likely $490,000. What if one person writes the offer at $500 and that gets accepted? And everybody else is like, I would have wrote $500. It's probably worth $500. The challenge is the appraisal. What an appraiser's job is to go out to the property and identify what the value of the property is, right? They look at all the comparable sales, what's recently sold in a similar size, square footage, location, condition, and indicate how do those sales compare to our sale to support value. But they have to go backwards. So that's the problem with an appraisal, is they have to go backwards for data. So when we're in a market where the values are increasing, sometimes it's hard for the appraiser to support the current market value. That doesn't mean the house is not worth $500,000 because we had 10 people willing to buy it for $500,000. The challenge is the appraiser has to go backwards to support the value. So first problem. Second problem is, and I get this question a lot, especially from listing agents, like, hey Keith, do the buyers have the ability to pay the difference if the home doesn't appraise? My answer is, they don't necessarily have to. Here's what I want to show you up on the screen. It's just some numbers here. I took a recent client that got a home accepted at a $500,000 value, but the appraisal came in at $490,000. And what I want to show you is that buyer doesn't necessarily have to come up with more money to make this work. What the buyer can do is increase their loan amount, and all that happens is their payment increases just a little bit. So check this out. We've got a $500,000 contract price, buyer putting 10% down, mortgage payments roughly $26.50 a month, and let's say the value came in at $490,000. Look, the mortgage payment goes to $27.34. That's an $82 increase in payment, but that's just because we raised the loan amount to cover the difference, and the mortgage insurance was a little bit more expensive. But if you look at the cash to close, the buyer's cash to close did not change very much at all. $59,865 versus $59,865 and change. So the cash out of pocket is not changing, just the mortgage payment. I hope this really breaks it down. And if you have any questions, please reach out. It's Keith Collins, Movement Mortgage. Click the link below. We've got hundreds of videos on how to finance real estate smart. Have a blessed day.